Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this today's video we are going to create a cryptocurrency application where we will be able to check the cryptocurrency prices, their increase, decrease in 24-hour change. We can see the market cap and we can get some more information about those cryptocurrency. Okay, so as you can see in this video that we have this application full ready. So this is the quick demo of this particular application which we will be creating very soon. All right, so as you can see on the top we have this header with this selection of two currency, INR and USD, and in the second section we have this marquee created where if we hover on this we can see the more details of this particular app. Here it will be mostly the top 9 or 10 trending coins which are visible here. Okay, and we will be creating this banner as well for this crypto checker. Okay, and below here you can see we have a beautiful looking table with a features of filter, sorting, and then pagination. Okay, let's see one by one. Let's first try to filter. If I search for BTC coin, we can see we are getting the information here for BTC, the Bitcoin. We can search our currency from here. Okay, if we want to make use of what we see sorting, if you want to sort by name, we can see it is starting from A now. If sort by descending order or the normal one, we can see price trend as well. The sorting works there as well. For 24-hour change also it works, and for the market cap as well. So we can see the sorting also works. If you come down here you can see the pagination. So we have total 100 records and we are only visible in the items per page is 10. We can make changes here to 10, 25, 50 or 100. Let's choose 25 to see if that works. So yeah, we can see it has changed and now it is showing only 25 records. Okay, and we can see this also works. The next page also works, correct, and we can see we are on the end page, so this is disabled. Okay, so for this we are using Angular material. Okay, and so if you want to get more details about this coin, so what we can do is we can just click on any of this row for which coin you need more information. For example, I need information for this BTC, so I'll just click here and there you go, we are on this new page of coin details. Okay, we can see some description about this coin, we can see the rank, we can see the current price of Bitcoin, and we can see the market cap as well. The most interesting part I would say is on the right hand side. This is one of the best feature I would say of this application, where we can see the price trends. Okay, so this is 24-hour price trend in front of you. You can see the timings as well on this horizontal bar. Okay, and if we want to see the price trend for last 30 days, so we can click on this button and we can see this graph is also getting updated. Same for 3 months and 1 year. Okay, so this is the coin detail page here. If I again go to the home page, and let me show you the one of the best feature here, that we can change the currency as well. If you see the currency currently for all the coins is in INR. Okay, if I change this INR to USD, we can see the change got applied everywhere. Okay, on this also and on here also. Okay, now if I go to this detail page, there also we can see it has been applied as USD now, the coins. And if you see the graph as well, the graph is also now in USD. It takes all the USD values. If you want to change it to INR again, you can see there will be a slight change in the graphs which shows that okay, this is getting reflected. Okay, so this is what we are going to implement in this video. And if you ask me what has motivated me to create this video, like create this application, so I just went on YouTube and just searched for this cryptocurrency app in Angular, and I won't find any video regarding to this cryptocurrency in Angular. So I thought why not build one application in our own technology, which is Angular, right? So that's what motivated me to create this application in Angular. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump into the action where we will create this application. So first of all, I will start this application from scratch. So first let's open up a folder here and open up CMD in any of the folder, and we will be hitting some commands to create a new project. So how do we create a new project? It's very simple. Ng new, and let's give a name to our application, crypto checker. Okay, crypto checker YT. Let's give, we are doing it for YT, so let's do that. Ng new crypto checker YT. So this is how we create a new application in Angular. Okay, it will ask for a few questions, as you guys know if you have seen my previous videos. Okay, so if you know how to do all these things, then you can skip this particular section. So you can see we need writing, the answer is yes, and let's choose SCSS. Okay, and it will take some time to install few packages. Okay, so let's just wait for it. As you can see, this application is almost done. Okay, all right, so once this application is ready, all we have to do is we have to go in the project directory. Okay, by saying cd space and crypto checker YT, hit enter. All right, so we will be needing Angular material. Okay, so for that we have to install the Angular material by saying ng add, okay, at the rate Angular slash material. Okay, hit enter. Again, I'm expecting few questions from this material as well, so we will select that. So please keep in mind that we will be selecting a custom theme because we will be doing it in dark mode. So choose a custom theme. So he will ask for a question, so you want to install, say yes. So it asks for a theme to choose, so I'll go with custom. Global styling, say yes. Browser animation, say yes, and it will update your package.json as well accordingly. Okay, so let's just wait for it to get installed. Okay, as you can see, the Angular material is also installed in our project. So now just say code space dot to open up your Visual Studio Code. Okay, I will highly recommend to use Visual Studio Code because it makes your life easier. Okay, all right, so let's first thing what things we are going to create. So first of all, let's see our application, and we'll start things off with this header. Okay, so currently my application is running on localhost 4200. So for that I will be running this application first, and let me just show you how to run the application. Open up the terminal, and if you hit the command ngserve, so it will say that your port is already in use. So we'll say ngserve. Okay, and we'll use a different port. We'll say port 4100. So we will be using, our development will be done on 4100. Okay, so hit this command and let it get compiled. All right, so first of all, let's target what things we required. So we will be needing a header. So what we'll do, we'll try to write that header logic inside this app component.html. Okay, inside this one, and we will be creating two components. The first component will be coin list, where we can see all the list of coins. Okay, just like this list coin, and we will needing the second component called as coin details. Okay, so let's first create those two components. I'm still waiting for this to compile, so let's just see how much time will it take. So our application is compiled successful, and we can see it's running on 4100. Let's open this. Okay, so we can see we are running our application. Crypto checker YT app is running. So we need to start with this header. So what we will do, we will just go here and remove everything from here. Okay, and let's save it. Now first of all, getting this header, so I am using material toolbar. Okay, for that, so let's go here and just search for Angular material. Okay, put up this first website, click on components. As we have installed this, so we can use this very easily. So let's go into toolbar and let's click on this API. Okay, so we need to import this. Okay, so let's go in our application and just import this in our app module.ts. Okay, Control V and have it here as well. So what was that? It was mat toolbar. Okay, not sure why my IntelliSense is not working, so I'll copy paste. Okay, so this is my mat toolbar added. All right, so if you just go here in the mat toolbar code in the examples, so you will find few things like we need to have those spacer and stuff like that. So I'll choose this basic one, mat toolbar, and I will add my own inside that. So let's copy this first one. Okay, and the TS and in the CSS there is nothing, so no need of anything for me at least. So I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it here. Okay, the mat toolbar. Let's give a name to this. We'll say it as crypto checker. Okay, and we can add those spacer for that. So that example we have seen this, right, this spacer. So let's copy this CSS and go inside here and paste. Okay, and for that we need this spacer, so we'll go here and in the HTML, so we will copy this span and paste it here. Okay, we have those for differentiating left and right. Okay, so on the right hand side I will need a form field. Okay, I'll need a form field for those two options because we need this drop down, right, this one. We need this and this button. So for that what I'll do is I'll make use of form field. So let's go ahead and create a mat form field. So for using a mat form field we need to import few things. Okay, so that's basically a selector and stuff like that. So what I'll do here is I'll create a mat form field first. So how do we have those form field and select? So for that just go here and we can see here fields and selects. You can just select here. So we need to have this in your app module. Okay, so let's have this mat select module, and we need some form fields as well. So you can see we need this one to choose your option, right, to ISD and INR, any one of these options. So for that we need those. Okay, but we need a form field as well. So for that let's search for form. There will be a form field. Yeah, on the top you can see form field. So let's import this API as well. So let's go here, paste. I'm just setting up all the material requirement, right guys, so you can also follow the same step. So it is mat form field. We don't need animation, so we need more form field module. So let's copy paste and let's remove this is not required. Okay, and we need input as well, so I'll copy this one, go here, import, copy this. Okay, so this is somewhat ready that we have those mat form field. Now we can go here and after the spacer we can say mat form field. Okay, inside this mat form field we have to add few stylings. Okay, so I'll add few stylings, but before that let's add the mat select. So we can have this mat select. Okay, and inside the mat select we need to have the mat options. So we have those mat options like this mat option. Okay, and we have two options, right, for INR and second one for USD. So we have those two options here. Okay, so this will be INR and this one will be USD. Okay, and these two will have values. The by default selected value will be this. Selected will be INR and the value we are going to give as INR. Same goes with here, but this time the value will be different. For USD we have to have here as USD. Okay, so the mat form select is ready, but all we need to add some stylings as well. Let's save it and check if any styling is required. Okay, so I have saved it. Let's go on the browser and check how it looks. So we have this now. We have this INR selection, but I don't need this color. Okay, so I need this dark mode for that, because you can see everything here is dark mode. So for that we need to do some changes. What changes are required? Let's see that. If you go here in the style.css, so there is something added. Okay, there's something added already here, themes and stuff like that. So what we will do is we'll try to change this theme. Okay, we have to change this theme to dark mode. So for that, what we can do is we just have to change this define. There will be a define light to make it as dark. If we save it and let's check what it applies. Okay, I want to change the primary also. I want to change the primary color also to teal color. So you can see now this is in dark mode. So this becomes a dark color now. Everything becomes a dark color. I think let's go with this one maybe. Okay, let's go with this one. We'll try to change it if there is any requirement. So currently we have these two options, INR and USD. So I want to, if I refresh this, I want to have this as selected. Okay, so for that we need to have ng model. Okay, let's make use of two-way data binding. There is a concept in Angular, two-way data binding. Okay, so we will be binding this option with this match select. Okay, we have to choose that value, right? So what we'll do here is we'll make use of ng model on mat form field, mat select. I'm so sorry, mat select. So we'll just say ng model. Okay, ng model, and this will be our values selected currency. Okay, I will copy this and create a property. Create a property where I have to create this property. Oh, so sorry, this has to be like this ng model. Okay, and let's copy this property and let's paste it here. I don't need this title anymore, so I'll paste it here. Selected currency of type string, and default value should be INR. Okay, and you can see still there is an error. Let's fix this error because it says that we need to have this form select, and yes, we are using ng model. So for ng model it should have forms module. So we'll go here and add forms module. Okay, once I add forms module I can see the error gone. So now we can use ng model. Okay, so I will be adding few more styling to it. So let's change the mat select to with the class as text small. Okay, so we have this text sm. Let's save this. Okay, yeah, it's error because I haven't saved all now. Compile successful. Okay, so what we need to do is whenever the value changes, so we have to get those selected currency. So in the mat select I'll have a value change. I will have to call a event send currency. Okay, and this will be our event, a dollar event. I'm so sorry, this will be a dollar event. Okay, so let's copy this send currency and let's have it here below. Let's create the constructor first. Okay, all right, and below the constructor let's have our method send currency. We have the event of type string. Okay, and we can say the console.log to check what we get in the event. Okay, let's see what we get in the event. If I save all, okay, let's go and check what is there. If I just now, can you guys see we have this INR already showing? If I just scroll up this and if I go in the console, if I change this value to USD, I can see USD is getting printed. If I change it to INR, I can see INR is getting printed. We can, so that's what we are getting in the event. We are getting those values. Okay, all right, so this is ready. So now what we have to do, we have to create the below part, which is the banner. Okay, and I think let's make it a fill. So let's go here in the code and let's make it appearance as fill. Okay, if you go in the mat form field, okay, we have this option for appearance. We can say as outline. Save and check. Now this looks like an outline. Okay, so we need to make some changes here to look it better. Okay, so let's have it the same because outline looks very bad. We can change it later on, no worries. All right, so this is ready. So like I would say the header is ready. If you need to change something, we can do it later on. Okay, so now let's focus on the second part of this center one, the crypto checker and stuff like that. Okay, so for that what we will do is we will have to create two things. Correct, we'll have to create a list page. Okay, coin list page and coin details page. You can see here we have a list page and we have a detail page. So let's create those two pages. So for that we have to create two components. Okay, so we'll create the two components by hitting the command ng for generate, c for component, and coin list component. Okay, let's wait for it to get created. All right, that has created and it has updated the app module as well. So I'll create the second one, which is coin detail. Okay, all right, I can see both are created now. All right, so now I'll go here and let's configure the routing. If I go in the routing module, I will configure both of the routing. So for that I need to have a path. My first path will be coin list and it will load my component as coin list component. Okay, I'll configure the second path as coin details. Okay, coin detail or coin details, and it will load the component as coin details component. Okay, and I will have a path for blank. If my path is blank, I want to redirect it to coin list. Okay, and path match should be full. It should match the full path, and let's have a comma here. Okay, so our routing is configured. Okay, and now if I try to just show you the routing, it works actually. You can see the coin list now here, and if I change it to coin details, detail, the spelling is incorrect, detail. Okay, and whoops, there is a mistake. Yeah, we have to hit enter. We can see there is no error. Let's see if there is an error in the console. If there is no, then we are correct. Yes, there is no error. Let's see why it is not showing. Okay, so what is the mistake? I know the mistake actually. Yeah, we don't have the router outlet. Okay, so we need to have a router outlet below so that it should say that coin list works and coin detail works, something like that. So can you see now coin detail works? If I go back, coin list works. Okay, now we will be designing the coin list page. So the coin list page has this banner and the table. Okay, so let's see how we can create the banner. So for the coding in the coin list, we'll go here in the coin list and we will try to write our HTML first. So it has a div as banner with a class. Okay, I'll create a div dot container. So I'm adding a container. So I think for adding container, let's have the bootstrap also. So for that, let's go on the bootstrap website because I'm using a class container and that belongs to bootstrap. So let's better have it in your project. Let's copy this CSS and paste here in the index.html. Okay, we'll just copy the CSS. The JS is not required for our project. Okay, now let's go here and write the next CSS for it. So coin list. Okay, so we have a div container and we will have a header. So div dot header. So there was a header part. with an h2 tag which says crypto checkers yt. Okay, and below we will have a h6 tag which says check all the cryptocurrencies. Check, latest, some random word guys, latest update. Okay, something like this. Check all the cryptocurrency latest updates. If you see here, I'm just talking about this one. Okay, now so let's save and check the changes. Save it and let's check the changes. Yep, so something is visible here. Okay, let's try to style them also. Okay, so now we will have a subheader. So this is the header. We have a subheader. So it's a div dot subheader part. Okay, and for the subheader we have a marquee. I have told you we are using a marquee there. Okay, which has a behavior as scroll. Okay, so it has a direction as well. So we have a direction as left. The marquee is coming from left, and we have few events on mouse hover, on mouse enter, all those things. So on mouse over we have to stop. Okay, we can stop. All right, and on mouse out we have to start, or it is leave, or let's go with out one and we have to say start. Okay, something like this we can do, and we have to loop it for infinite. So we'll say loop for infinite. Okay, so we have a marquee ready. Okay, and this marquee will have a row because every the detail was in a row manner. So I'll say div dot row. Okay, and we can have our banners here. So we can see this marquee which runs here, this particular, if I yeah, can you see this coming? So this is a marquee, an HTML marquee which we are implementing. So you can see on the hover it stops, and if I out then it again starts. So that's what I written here. On over it was stopped, and on out it was starting again. Okay, all right, so now in this, whenever we do the API call, first for example, whatever API call you can see here, I'm using CoinGecko APIs. So if you see here on the website CoinGecko API, so I'm using this API. So it provides lots of APIs, free APIs for us to use. So I'm using all of this, like not using all, but yeah, I'm using out of this, I'm just using 4 APIs. Okay, so I will be sharing the GitHub link where we can find all those APIs, all that 4 APIs which I'm using. So I'll show that in the video, don't worry. So how I have implemented these APIs and all. All right, so now let's go. Once we do the API call, so that banner will get those 4 data, this data which is coming right now here, this one. Okay, all right, so now currently we have nothing here, so we'll not do anything, but we can design that if you want. We can, once we have those banner data ready. Okay, so this was the banner part. Let's save it, and below that we will be having our table, correct? So for that, again, let's create a container. Okay, and container will have a margin top of 3. Okay, so this has to be empty, not empty. Okay, empty 3, and inside this we will be creating our table. So we logic of table will be coming here. Okay, we'll create our table here. All right, so now firstly let's create some of those what we say, the header logic and sub, all of those, right? Because we need that banner color and that. Okay, so for that let's go here and add those images. So this is basically an image, so that we are going to, I'm going to add now. So if I go here, let me open up those images. It's still opening, I'm not sure. Yep, here it comes. So I will be using this image, so I'll copy this image. Okay, and I will go inside my project directory in the asset folder. So I'll say reveal in file explorer. So in the asset I will paste this, the banner. Okay, the banner too. All right, so now in the banner I will add those images. So I'll go in the CSS. Okay, so first I need to add those header. So let me add few CSS very quickly. I'll give a height of 40% to that. Okay, so there is a small mistake. Yep, so that need hide. It will have a display flex. And I want to justify all the content to center, so text align should also be center. I want to do the flex direction as column. Okay, justify content as center would be great. Let's see. Okay, we'll see that if any change is required, and color scheme would be white. Okay, and inside that we have a h2. So this is the beauty of using an SCSS. We can write a nested CSS. Okay, so font weight, I'll give that first. It will be a bold. Okay, if you guys want to skip, you can skip this. Okay, so it's not a very compulsory. You can add your own CSS there. Okay, all right then. So we have a font size as well. We can give it as a rem. 3.5 would be great, I guess, or 7.5. Let's see, we'll see that. Okay, we'll give a line height of 1.2, and we will give a letter spacing because we need it, right? So that will be okay, 83, something like this, okay. It's a very small one, letter spacing. And same goes for h6 as well. For h6 I will be doing something similar. I'll just give a color as dark gray maybe. Okay, text transform will be capitalized. Font size I want to give as 0.8 rem. Okay, font family, this it is not required, but I'll give a font weight of 500, which is slightly bigger. Line height I'll give as 1.57 would be great, I guess, but yeah, we'll see. And we'll give a letter spacing of, okay, something like this. Okay, so header is ready, I guess. So now we just have to do for banner. Okay, for banner what we'll do, we'll add a background image. So for that we can say banner with a background image. Okay, we can give a URL. We can just say dot slash. We can go in asset folder slash, sorry, we have to just see the banner, select the banner. Okay, so the banner is selected, and we can give it a height as 400 pixel, and we can give it as a width of 100%. Let's save these changes and check what we have now. Okay, so we have something like this ready. Okay, all right, I can see, but there is some mistake here. That, okay, that looks bad. Okay, let me, okay, my project is closed. I'm so sorry guys, my project got closed. Let me open up. Okay, so I have to run the project again, so let's just wait for it to run. I'll be back in, no, let's try to run it first, and then let's see what happens. Ng serve, the port was closed, so we'll use the same port as 4100. Let's see. Okay, but this banner is ready, the CSS is ready. Okay, but we have a subheader as well, so let's do some styling for that as well. So I have a subheader. Okay, so let's add those subheader, as we'll give it a height of 50%. Okay, we'll say display flex and we'll align item as center. Okay, all right, so this is what we have with us now, and with this I think we are quite ready. So let's see now on the browser. Let's refresh this again. Okay, so we have this header ready with this cryptocurrency check. Let's see how we can remove this one as well. I see there is some. Okay, I think we have this container empty s3, so let's try to remove it. Okay, let's save and check. Subheader is ready. Okay, so no, this is not the issue. This is for the below part, but let's see what can be done. Okay, all right, so we'll see this while doing an inspect. Let's see what can be done here. So we have this router outlet. Yep, so this is because of this p we are getting those issues. So let's try to remove that p, because we have a p tag in the header. So let's try to remove that p tag. Okay, this p tag is bothering us, so let's remove it, and let's save and check now. It will get refreshed. Yeah, it is getting refreshed, and there you go. So we have this already now. So once we have those data, so data will also get reflected here. So now, but we can see this is ready. So now we have to implement the table. So before implementing the table, let's do one thing. Let's try to do the API calling. Okay, for the banner and for the table. Okay, so let's go in the API. So you can see we have these two API running. Let me inspect element and just show you those two APIs. The network tab. Okay, so if you see here, so we are using these two APIs. Okay, the market, where we can see that we have this header value, we have this currency, we have this order description and stuff like that. So we will be using this API for displaying the data, and there is one more where which gives this particular trending values, the trending values which you can see here. Okay, so the two API has to be implemented. So for API implementation, we will be creating a service. Okay, so let's create a service folder inside the app. So let's go here and create a service folder. Okay, and inside the service folder we will be creating a new service. So for that, let's make use of Angular command line. So we'll create ngg for generate, s for service. Okay, we have to create service of API. So in the service folder we are creating a API service. Hit enter. Okay, so we have a API service ready. Here we will add all our API calls and stuff like that. Okay, so first of all we will see what is the first API we have to call. So we have to call the first API for get all data. Okay, we have to get all those data. So for getting all those data, we have to first go ahead and select. Okay, we have to select the event. So for that, okay, let's go here, create get all data, or I would say get the currency, get the currency data. So we have to do API call. So we have to import or inject HttpClient. Okay, HTTP client. So where we have to import it from? You have to import it from Angular slash common slash HTTP. Okay, let's give it a name as HTTP client. So we have HTTP client now. If you're using HTTP client, so in the module we have to import HTTP client module. So we'll say HTTP client module, the third one, HTTP client module. Okay, so now we can do the API calling now. So first of all, we have to get the currency data. Okay, and then we have to say get trending currency. Get trending currency. And then we have to get the graph data. Get graphical data. And there is one more get call. Get get currency by ID. Okay, something like that. Get currency. Let's remove this data. Okay, get currency, get trending currency, get currency by ID, get currency. Okay, get graphical currency data. This looks great name. Okay, all right, so first of all we will be focusing on get currency, like what we need to do for the get currency and all. So we have to say return this dot http dot, we have to do a get call. Okay, and we have to pass the URL. Correct, we have to pass the URL. So in this way I will be passing the URL. So for get URL, so what I'll do is, okay, so for getting all those data I can copy those header values. Okay, I can copy. If you go here, so I will provide this GitHub link so it will be easier for you guys. Okay, so as you can see I have something here as a currency. Okay, I have a currency here which says that, okay, if I just remove this line, so I need to have a currency here, so I have to select a currency. So you want the currency in which INR or USD. So I will put the currency here of type string. Okay, and this currency has to be sent it here. Okay, so this is the API. Okay, and this API has already a order by market cap and all those things. So we just need to pass the currency. If I want it in INR, then I have to pass INR. If I want to have it as USD, then I should have a USD here. So this get currency is ready. Okay, and then we have a trending, right? We need to have those trending where we have those 24-hour, like we have seen that banner, right guys? This banner data, so this is the trending last 24 hours which are trending coins. So the banner data is for that. So let's go ahead and have that API as well. So again, that will be same, it will be return this dot http dot get of type any, and inside that I am using this backtick. Okay, because this is called as a new way of doing interpolation in ES6. So this is a backtick, which is the left button where you can see, and we have one, right? So it is the left of that backtick. Okay, so for that again I'll have the API ready with me, so I will be sharing this with you guys. Don't worry, you will find these things in description. So this gives me the trending currency of last 24 hours. Again, I have to pass the currency here as well, and I can remove everything here and I can paste it here, currency. Okay, this you can see the changes in 24 hours, whichever the famous, it gives those trending currency value. Okay, now we have for the trending, like for the charts. Okay, for getting the graph data, again I have those API ready, so I'm just pulling those APIs for you. Copy the API, and again I'll have to say return this dot http dot get of type any, use a backtick, and I'll paste it here. Okay, this requires three things, so I'll have those here. Okay, so I need to have a coin ID of type string. I need to have a currency of type string, and the last one I need to have days. So whenever you say we need to have for 30 days or 1 month or 365 days, so we have to provide the days value as well. So days. Okay, so this is days, this is currency, and this is coin id, like for which coin you want, right? So this is coin id, this is currency, this is day. Okay, to get the graphical currency. And now if I say I want to get a coin data, a specific coin data, so for that the API is little different. So let me first finish this, return this dot http dot get of type any, and inside this again I'll use a backtick, and I have the link as well with me. So I'll just copy this link for you guys and paste it in the here. Again, this will be provided in the description, so don't worry. So for getting those by id, so I'll say coin id has to be passed. Okay, so I'll pass the coin id here, and this is not required now. Okay, so as you can see our API is ready. So we just have to call all these endpoints to get those records. Okay, so for the coin list page I need to use this get currency and get trending currency, these two APIs. Okay, so let's see how we can use it. All right, so I go in the coin list. Okay, I'm in the coin list now. I want to use the API, so I'll say private API and API service. I have this imported on the top, you can see auto imported. So I have to import this and I have to inject it here in the constructor. First of all, I want to say get banner data. Correct? I have those banner data, right? So for the banner data, it was a trending one, correct? It was getting those trending records like 10 top 10 or something like that. So first of all, we have to get the banner records. So for getting that, if you have remember that we need to pass the selected currency, correct? Selected currency. So we can pass a selected currency by default. So for that, let's say this dot API dot get trending currency. It asks for a currency. So I'll say I want to have the INR. Okay, I'll say dot subscribe response. And what I want to do here is I want to just say I want to store it somewhere. Let me just do console.log to show you the record. Console.log, and I can show you the record as response, what I'm getting in the response. Okay, same thing I have to do for getting the data. So I'll say get all table data, right? So get all data. For that I want to call again this dot API dot get currency dot subscribe. I want to subscribe that. That's how I do API call. So can you see in the get currency it accepts few things, right? What was that? It accepts a currency again, so I need to have a INR. I need to get the INR details again. If I go in the console.log, I can just say the response here. Okay, now I will call these two methods in the ng on init. So I'll say this dot get all data, and I'll say this dot get banner data. I have saved it, and let's see if our application runs successfully. Yes, it's compiled successful. And let's open here the crypto checker YT. Okay, so now if I go in the console, I can see two areas. I can see a top 10, which is the trending one, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these things. I'm getting all the response here. Can you see the all the response I'm getting? And you can see the 100 also, which is the table API, correct? Bitcoin and all those stuff. So I will be using this array in the table and this array in the banner. Okay, this one. So let's use them. All right, so let's go here in the code. Let's go here in the marquee, and in the marquee we have our data, right? So let's store the data first. We are not storing anywhere, so let's create two property number one, banner data of type any, and we have a table record, right? So for the table record, again we can select any or we can make use of data source for storing those record, because will be using what we say uh, we will be using that Angular material. So we have a data source. So currently let's do it for banner data. So in the banner data I can say that this dot banner data is equals to the response. Okay, so I'm sending the response which I am getting from trending currency. So this banner data I will be using here. Okay, so we have a ng for, right, a directive. So we will be using those ng for directive to loop. Okay, so we can make use of this in ng container. So we have our ng container ready. Inside this we will have star ng for let row of banner data. Okay, and inside this we can write our code div.col1. I'm using col1, and I can say div.card. Inside the card I have an image. Okay, image, and I can just say the here as I'm getting a record from the API. I'll say row dot image. Okay, I'll give it is a width of 100, and let's give it a class. Not sure if it's required, so let's give it as image fluid. It's a bootstrap class, by the way, guys. Okay, and this card will have a body, so div dot card body, and inside the body we will have a title. Okay, the title we can give as like what is the trending it is going and all those things, right? We can give a symbol and stuff like that. So let's do the interpolation. I'll say row dot, okay, symbol. Okay, this has to be using a pipe of uppercase, correct? Pipe is uppercase. And now I will have one more thing in term of percentage. So I'll have a span here. Okay, inside the span I will have a class is text danger. I'll tell you why I have this text danger. But yeah, but before that let's try to interpolate few things, like what is the percentage performance. So it is row dot market cap change. If you are like have a question where this name is coming, so you can just refer the console.log. You will find it there. So it is the percentage 24h. Okay, if you want this detail, so you can just go in the console.log here, and in the object you can find those details. That's why I did the console.log. If you go here you can find all those. Can you see this? I was using this one 24-hour change. Okay, so now you can use it here. If you just paste here, so it is the same one. Okay, for me. And this is a percentage, so we can put a percentage here. All right, and below that we will have a p tag where we have some description or something like that. We have those price, right? So we can select that price with a class as card text. We have a class as card text. Okay, and we can just give the interpolation here as row dot current price, correct? And we can make use of a currency pipe. We can say the selected currency, is it there? No, it is not here right now, but yeah, in future it will come. So we need it in INR. Okay, so let's save all these things and let's see what we have. Okay, can you guys see our card is something is actually coming, like we can see those details now in term of cards. So now we just need to style a bit, so let's do the styling. So let's go in the SCSS file, and we have to do some styling for the cards, guys. So let's go down here and just say dot card. Okay, so we have to give the border. So there was some border, so let's remove the border. We give the background. Let's not have this. We need to have not background, but as a background, as a transparent. Okay, we can give the color as white. Okay, padding as 10 pixel. We give some margin as 40 pixel. What else? We can give a width of 100 pixel, and we can give a height of 200 pixel to make it little rectangle. Okay, and inside that we have those image, right? So for the image, I'll give a width of 70 pixel. I guess the 100 was not good, and margin as 0 comma auto to make it center. Okay, so inside that there was an h5 as well. H5, I'll give that a font width as 500, and there was p tag for the price. So for p tag I want to give font weight as a little bigger one, and let's save and check. Okay, so our card, we did some manipulation there. Okay, let's save and check. Can you guys see now? This looks a little better. Okay, so this was the price, and this is the PTC and those stuff. Okay, so we can see all those things now. Correct. So our header and our banner is ready. If you hover on this, you can see it stops. If I hover out, I can see it is again starting. Okay, now what we need to do is, once our banner is ready, we have to focus on the table. Okay, let's put our focus on the table. For table, I will be using again the Angular material. So we have something here in the table. Okay, go in the API. Let's import this mat table. So go in the app module and have this put there. Okay, mat table module. Okay, and let's go in the example. I will be using the pagination one, so let me just search for that, because I want all those features, right? This table with sorting, pagination, and filtering. So if you just copy this code, go here, you can just copy this whole code. Okay, we have those lists, right? The HTML. Okay, so just go here and remove, or maybe below this, let's paste all of this. Okay, I know there will be some lots of errors, but yeah, we'll fix it slowly. Okay, now let's go in the TS file and let's copy a few of them. Maybe, yeah, we'll need all these things. Let's copy all and let's paste it here on the top. There is some repetition, so I'll remove them. Okay, or maybe I can have these two, because these imports are same, so I can have them here, and I can remove this one. I have these three things, so let's see how to use them. Okay, I will not have everything, guys. Okay, I'm just seeing what is actually required. So I have this data source and these two guys. Let's copy them and paste it here. Data source, just add this thing and just add here any. Okay, so this is the mat data source, and let's have here this exclamation, which means that it will be initialized in future. So it's in TypeScript compile error. Okay, it's in TypeScript error. Okay, so we have removed that error now. Now let's see what else we required. So now we need to have this data source to be used, so we can just say here this chat data source as this. So what we'll do here, like, we have this get all data, right? So below here just say as this dot data source and put the response inside the data source. So now this will act as our data source. Okay, all right, so once we have our data source ready, so we need to do the pagination as well, right? So that it should follow your pagination data and stuff like that. So for that, what we'll do is we need to have the data source dot paginator. So if you go down here, we have these two, right? So just copy this and go below here and paste it. Okay, So this looks better now. All right, so now our pagination should work. That's the reason I did these two things. Let's see what else we have to do. Yeah, we have to apply filters. So let's copy this and let's paste this method down so that our filter should also work. Okay, let's see what is the issue. Yeah, this is extra, I guess. Yeah, now let's go here and see what we need to fix in the. So I can see there is a displayed column. Okay, so we have to create the displayed column, but for us it will be little different. Okay, so for us it will be different. Why different? Because we are not using the exact same. So what I'll do here is I'll just have this ready with me. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Maybe here on the top. So this is our displayed column. Okay, which has symbol, which has current price, price change 24 hour, and market cap. This is the API value, guys. This is the API value. If you go here in the table, so we have this coin, we have price, 24 hours change, and market cap. So this is the API naming. Okay, this is the API naming. If you go in the console and check, this is the API names. So this is our displayed column. Let's check what is the next two error. So it says the mat paginator because we have to import the pagination as well. So let's go in here and search for pagination. Yeah, this is the paginator. Go in the API and copy this. Okay, and we can paste it here in the app module as like this, something like this, and we can just say here comma mat paginator module. Okay, and we can see the error gone. So now we have zero errors here. Okay, zero errors, everything looks good. Let's save it and let's see if that is compiled. Okay, yeah, so compilation is success. Let's go in the application and check how it looks. So we can see there is some error is coming. Okay, so we have to fix these errors. Let's see, it says that couldn't find ID with symbol. Okay, I know this error. So what we need to do is, okay, we just have to go. Okay, let's go here. Let's open this, and I know this is coming from this guy. This ID and all those things are not found. So we have to match that, right? Because it is not able to find those ID because we need to match it. Correct. So for matching it, what we need to do is we just have this let row. Correct. Row.id. There is no such ID found. So for us, it is symbol. Correct. It's a symbol, and we want it as uppercase. So I'm using the uppercase pipe. Correct. Then we have row.current price, or we have the current and underscore as pipe price. Okay, and this should be a currency, so we can use a pipe as currency. So if you have doubt in what I am using, what is all these things, so these are the Angular pipes, by default pipes I'm using it. You can search it on the Google or anywhere. It's quite easy and straightforward. So we have to specify what is the currency. So my currency is INR. I'm doing everything for INR right now. Okay, so we have the, and let's change it. The first one was coin, right? The first one was coin, the second one was price, the third one was 24-hour change, and the last one is your market cap. Okay, and we need to change this row dot market cap. All right, and this is also a currency, so we'll say as currency, or we can copy paste from the top as INR. Okay, and this 24-hour change, so this is price change underscore percentage underscore 24-hour. Okay, so let's change it to that, price change percentage 24-hour. Okay, and this is a time. Okay, whatever it has changed, so it's basically a percentage. So let's have it and let's save this. Okay, so let's see what else we have, any error to solve or not. If I just check, something else is breaking, so let's see what is that. It still says that ID and symbol. Let's check what is the problem. See, I'm doing everything in front of you guys, so there is okay. So I can see the problem again. So we haven't changed these things, so let's change them. The column def control V. This has to be your current price, so this is current price. This is your name, change to this, and market cap, change to this. Okay, so this is display column, rest looks good. We need to make some click event in future. We'll see that later. Okay, rest everything looks good to me. All right, I can see I have refreshed the page, and wow, I can see the table, but the table looks a little bit bad because of some bad CSS. So let's try to fix the CSS. Okay, so for fixing that we must require, okay, let's go in the material. I think I haven't imported the CSS. Let's go in the tables and example. Let's go down for our example which we have used, this one, and we can copy the CSS from here. Okay, let's paste it here in the last. Okay, control V and save and check. Wow, this looks better, much better, I would say. Okay, and I can see there is a filter, but it is not visible. So what we can do is we can create this as a background as dark. So let's do that. Okay, so I'll just copy the CSS. Okay, I'll just copy this CSS for me at least. So I'll just say here I need that color, copy this color, and I will go in the style.css. Okay, and in the body I can say as color, not a color but as a background color, background as control V as a dark. Okay, all right, so let's see what else is required here. It is not taking that color. Let's see, I'll just, okay, it changed because it was not refreshed. I can see it has refreshed and you can see the changes. Okay, and I can see whatever I'm typing here, I'm not able to see it, I'm not able to see them. So let's see what is the issue here. Okay, let's change the filter to some different style. So let's open this, go in the list, and we have this here on the top. I'll say style as color, and we can give any white color which is better. Okay, and we can see those changes now. Okay, and if I type anything, yes, it is in white color. I can see the images are not showing. Let's see what is the issue. Is there an error for that? No. Okay, let's see, it should display the images. So let's see, let's go in the list. Yeah, so we just have symbol, guys, so we have to have that images as well, right? Because we can see that it was showing for us, so in the ng container for the symbols, so we just have those images. So what we can do is in the td we can have a span, and then we can have an image. So let's have this thing in a span. Okay, we can have this thing in a span. So let's say control X, so hit enter, F, make it better, and we will have a span tag, and inside the span tag I can paste this symbol. Okay, and let's keep it as a class as mx2 to give some margin, horizontal margin, and let's have our image. Okay, and for the image it is row.image image, and we can give it a width of 20 or maybe 50 is better, little big. Let's do the property binding and let's save this. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Okay, now we have this thing ready, so I can see the images and we can see the pagination is starting from 5 for us, 5, 10 and all those. Let's change the number and let's do it from 10, then 25, then 50 and then 100. This is much better. Okay, and now I think we are good with the this part. I think we need some spacing if I'm not wrong. So for that what we can do is we can add few spaces. Okay, I can see the space are not looks very bad, so it is all dependent on you that how you want to make the changes. So I have things ready with me, so I'll just copy those things and let's go here in the CSS and paste, because CSS can take time, so I'll have these things ready already, so I'll paste it. Yep, so now it looks a little bit better. Now we have this thing, the header part, prices, stuff like that. Okay, let's try to filter. I'm not sure it's working or not. Let's check it. BTC, yes, it works, but I see the sorting doesn't works. Okay, let's see what is the issue with sorting. And what about the pagination? Yeah, pagination works better. So let's see what is wrong with the sorting. Okay, let's see if we have any error while clicking it. No, we don't have. Let's check what is the issue. So we have a match sort. Okay, so let's go here and let's see. For sorting we have to import something. So let's see where is the sort. So we have a sort header. Okay, we have an API. So let's import this match sort in the module. Let's have it here as well, match sort module. Okay, let's save everything and check. You can see it works now. Correct, much better. All right, so now we can see our main part is ready. Our why I say this main, because here we have did the two API calls. Same thing we have to do on the click of this. Whenever we are clicking here, we have to go to the next page, right? So we will be implementing that now. So to go on the next page, it's what we need to do. We just have to click here on the row, and while clicking we have to go to the next page. So for that what we need to do is we need to have a click event on the row. Okay, so you go here in the list of coin, there will be, you find a tr here, mat row, there will be one tr. Yes, this is your mat row, right? So here you need to have a click event. Okay, click event. This click will go tell you to go to details. This is a method. Okay, so we have to create a method as go to details, and this method will what do, this method will help you to route. Okay, help you to route. So we'll take the row value from here while sending. Let's create this method maybe below here, and we have a row value. Why we have a row value? Because we need to send the id as well, correct? So we have a id here inside this row, so we have to route to the next page. Okay, let's go here in the routing and change few things, that coin details slash id, we have to pass a id as well. Okay, to the coin. So if I say coin details of bitcoin, so it will be coin details slash bitcoin, something like that. So we will pass a id. Okay, so while routing, so for our routing we have to import in the constructor router. So let's import a router. This isn't correct, this is the router. Okay, so this is imported on the top as well. And now we'll say, okay, you have to go to the page. So we'll say this dot router dot navigate. And while navigating, we have to send the ID. Okay, so we'll say this dot router dot navigate. While navigating, where you want to navigate to the coin detail, and we just need to pass the ID. So row dot ID we have to pass. So let's check if the name is correct. Yeah, the name is correct. Let's save all and check what we have. So now if I click here, I'm going on the next page. Correct, I go on the next page. So but you see on the next page everything is black. So what we need to do is, let's go here in the CSS. Okay, and in the coin detail CSS, let's make everything color as white. Let's make all the color look as white. Okay, let's try it again. If I go here, I can see coin detail works because we are implementing some dark mode and stuff like that. Okay, now coin detail works. So here we have to do something like this, something similar. Okay, we have to implement this detail page and then this chart page. All right, now for that, what we'll do is, first thing, we have to call the API get details by ID. Correct, so we will do that first and then we'll implement the chart. For chart we need to have a chart.js library, or we can use ng2chart there. Okay, so let's try to code in the details part. So first thing, as I told you, we will focus on getting the details. Okay, getting those coin details. So we need to have the coin data API first. So let's create a coin data property of type any. Okay, we need to have a coin ID, correct, of type string. So we can say something like this. We need to have days in number, and then we need to have currency of type string equals to INR. Okay, now so this is ready. Now we have to call the API service. So I'll say private API service. All right, and below down we have to call the coin data. So we have to get the coin data. So we'll say get coin data. So getting the coin data, we need to have the ID, right? So for ID, we are getting those ID from the router. Okay, so in the router, we are passing the ID, right? So we'll say private activated route, and we'll get those ID from there in the activated routes. Okay, now how I can get those details? I can just say here this dot activated route dot params. In the params, I have those ID, so I'll say subscribe. Okay, so subscribe the value, and inside that I have my ID. Okay, so for getting those ID, I'll say here this dot coin ID will be is equals to your value ID. So this ID is what we will get from the route. For example, let me just show you what I'm trying to say. If you see, I'm coming on the Bitcoin, right? So this ID, this is the ID. So this ID, I'm passing it here in the coin ID. Okay, so I have a coin ID ready with me, because for getting the data I need to have coin ID. So I'll say this dot API service dot say get currency by ID, and it accepts a coin ID. So we can say this dot coin ID. Okay, and we can subscribe that. We can say the response, and we can say this dot coin data is equals to your response. Okay, so we have the response ready in the console.log. Okay, so if I save it and if I try to show you what we get in the console, let me just do a console.log console.log this.coin data. Let's save and check. Okay, if I come here, if I go back, let me inspect element. Okay, now if I click here in to this one, okay, I want to see something in the console. That's it's not printing. Okay, that's because we are not calling it. So in the ng on unit we have to say this dot get coin data. Okay, and now if I refresh the page, I will see a coin data details there. Can you guys see? I'm getting this coin data, and you can see the ID is Bitcoin, symbol BTC, name, and so many informations. You can see so many informations. We see a description as well, right? Description in English, en. So we need to have this description to be visible, just like this. Just like this, we need to have the rank, the currency price, the current price, the market cap, and everything. So we will be implementing that here. So but the API call is done, so let's write the HTML and CSS. Okay, all right, so I go here in the coin details component, and again what I need to do, I need to divide this into two parts, right? So for that I'll make use of your bootstrap. Okay, so div dot container. Okay, inside that I will have a div dot row, and inside the row I'll have div dot col md3 dot details. All right, and inside that I have a div with a class as image on the top, and we have an image inside that. Okay, we can give it a source as coin data. Let me make this as coin data. Inside the coin data I have a image, and I want to use a large image. I'll tell you what is this, or why I'm getting this, from where I'm getting all these things in a bit. Okay, so this is the image. So if you just go here in your console, if I again just show you the console, if I just refresh this, I'm not sure if it is there. Yeah, it is there in the object. Can you guys see we have an image with a large? So that's what I'm using. Coin data dot image dot large. Okay, so this is the image which is ready. All right, and then we have a h3 with text center. Okay, this will be your name. So coin data dot name. Okay, and let me put some styling here. I want to give some font size, different font size of 23 pixel. Okay, so this is the name. All right, and now I need to have those descriptions. So h2 with an inner html. Then inner html, I'm giving it the description. For description I want to say that, okay, coin data dot description. So inside the description we have option for English, so en. I want to split them, to split the data wherever we have a full stop. I want to split from there. Okay, till there I need that. So till there I need the data. Okay, so I am splitting that data. So this is the h2 ready. Okay, so there were some more details about that, so I'll create div dot more details. Okay, and inside that I have those rank, price, and market cap, right? So I have a span with a class as title, and inside that I can give as rank, and I will have one more span, this time with a value, class as value, and inside this span I will have again that coin data dot market cap rank, something like that. Market cap rank. Okay, again, okay, something is wrong. Yep, I need to have this one more. Yep, this is correct. I'll copy this two more times. Control paste. The first one I want to display the rank. Second thing I want to display the current price. And the last thing I have to display the market cap. Okay. Okay, so how do we do that? So again, if you just want to follow the same thing, you just go on the API and you can see in the console whatever you want to display. So I want to display this currency, and we have those INR for the market data as well, right? So market data dot market dot INR. So the market cap is visible from here. Okay. Again, this is also a currency. So I'll say CURRENC. Currency pipe is ready. Okay. And now this has to be a BR tag. So that should be in the next line. BR. Okay. So I think this looks better, I guess. Let's save and check. Go here. Now I can see this looks better. So we just need to do some styling a bit, and I think this is ready. Okay, again you can see this, it only shows the 100 characters. That's all. Not the 100, the character which whenever the full stop comes. Okay, so it just takes that particular string. Let's try to do something in the CSS. Okay, so CSS is not a very big thing, so we'll change that in a bit. So what else I can do is I can just copy the CSS and paste here, and you can take the reference from the GitHub. I think that will be great to have it. Okay, you can have a reference from my GitHub link. I will provide the link for the same. Okay, now if you go here, you can see everything looks a little better. So we have this thing ready. So we have our Bitcoin name. If I go back, if I select Ethereum, I can see Ethereum here. Again go back, if I check USDT, I can see USDT here and stuff like that. Okay, so this is ready. Now I just need a graph on the right hand side. Okay, so for getting the graph we have to download two things. First, let me first tell you what is that graph coming from. We are using ng2 chart in Angular. So we are using ng2 charts. So for using this to ng2 chart, we have to follow few steps. So we need to install this. Okay, so let's go in the PowerShell to install this, and we need to have the chart.js as well. So let's do it one by one. It is installing that. That's installed. So install the chart.js now. So once both of them are installed, so we will be proceeding with the implementation of the graph. Okay, yeah, both of them are installed. So we'll go in the coin details. We have to add so many things now. First of all, we will be starting things off with some imports. Okay, so we have to import few things. So let's see what is that. So we have to import from chart.js. So what is the first thing we will be importing? We will be importing chart configuration. Then we need to have your chart type, two things. Okay, and then we have something in ng2 chart, very important thing. This will help us to update your chart. So we have this from ng2 chart. So ng2 charts, this is called as your base chart directive. Okay, these two is very important, guys. Okay, so now once we have these two, what we will do is we will first create your the data sets. Okay, so for creating your data sets, things are very simple. All we need is we need to have a line chart data. Okay, so it's a property basically. Let me have it here. So it's a property with this one, so you can pause the video and you can check whatever I have written here. So it is a line chart which is using this particular interface as a data, and it has a data set as blank currently. It has a label as price trend, it has a color, background color, border color, and stuff like that. Okay, and the label is also empty, guys, because we will be filling these labels and data dynamically in the chart. That's why these two are empty. Okay, and in the same way we need to have chart options. So again, this is a property of chart options. Just like this public line chart, we will have one more called as chart options. This is nothing but just a small configuration change in your charts. So we have this element as point radius as 1, scale is empty, so we can remove it. Plugin, we have to display the legend, so this is true, and stuff like that. Small configurations, that's it. Okay, and we need to define what is the chart type. So we need to have a chart type as line chart, right? So we will just say public line chart type with the data type as chart type, which I have imported on the top, and line chart. Okay, so this is done. So what is the last thing we need to do is, before starting the chart, we need to have the view child here. We have to say base chart directive here inside this, and my chart, my line chart, I would say the good name is my line chart, and this will be of type base directive. Okay, all right, so this is, if these things are ready, so all we need to do is we have to just update our canvas. So we just go here and go inside this. So this is the col md3, right? So below this we will say div dot col md9. Okay, or we can say it as 3, or let's take it as 8, and we will just have some space there. Okay, so we will be importing the canvas now. So what is that canvas? So canvas is nothing but your the options and stuff like that, whatever we will be using now. So for example, the chart will be rendered in a canvas, so but we need all those data, right? So we need to have the data is nothing but your line chart data. Okay, so this is line chart data. So you'll see there is an error, so how to fix it? Very simple, you just have to follow the procedure. I think I have to skip that. You just need to import, that's it. Once you import this, things will be easier. Import the chart, ng chart module, ng chart module, and you can see your error is, no, it's still there. Let's see what is that. Let's hover on this and check what is the error. Can't bind errors in the known property of canvas. Okay, so it is the known property of canvas. So what we can do is we can have here base chart. Okay, and this base chart directive will help us to take this data. Okay, all right, so now what else we need? We need to have options, the options which we have there. So it has options. What is the option? So it was line chart options, right? So line chart options. Okay, and we have a type here. So again, the type we have mentioned on the ts, same thing we have to mention here. So the type, it is line chart. So the C was caps, I guess. Yeah, line chart type. Okay, so this is our canvas. We just need to style them and give some a width. So I'll give a width of 300 pixel. Maybe it will take it automatically. Let's save all and check if we have any error. Okay, it's generating in bundles. Let's see. Okay, it's compiled success. Let's see how things on the browser. If I go in the detail page, yep, so I can see a chart is getting rendered, but yeah, there is no data, so that's why it is empty. But I can see something is here now. Okay, so now we have to fill the data, right? So for filling the data, again we have the API call. The API was getting the record, like getting the chart data. Okay, so we will be doing that get graph data. Let's create a method get graph. We can say this dot API dot get graphical currency data, and this accepts so many things. It accepts coin. What is the coin ID? So we have a coin ID, right? So this dot coin ID. It accepts a currency. What is the currency type you want to give? So INR, I can give the currency type. For how many days you want? So I want to have the data for 1 day. Okay, 1 day. I think the day should be in number. Let's see. I have to fix it. So let's go in the service and change it to number. I hope this helps. Change it to number, and yep, so there is a problem here as well. I'll have to change it to number. Yes, days in number, that's correct. What I just changed, I changed the, oh sorry, I changed the coin ID. I'm so sorry guys. Let's do undo. This is the currency, this was the graphical data, and yeah, this one has to be changed number. Okay, and if I go here, the problem is solved. And I will say dot subscribe, and in the response I can do console.log. Okay, and I just have to call this in the ng on it. So I said this dot graph data. Let's see in the console what we get. Okay, and again we don't have data because we haven't ported that data and labels. So but let me see in the console. I can see two objects. So let me refresh it again. Yep, so this is, can you see I have getting the prices, volumes, and so I will be using this prices for displaying the price trends. Okay, so this has two data. It has time and the price. Okay, so we have to use the time and price to plot here. So on the y-axis it will be price, and on the x-axis it will be your time. Okay, so we have to create few logics for that. So let's see how we can do it. Okay, so till here it was okay here, right? Graph data and stuff like that. Now what we have to do is we have to say this dot line chart data dot data sets. Inside that there was a data sets, and inside the data set there was a data. So inside this data I have to pass the prices, right? So the first one was your zeroth element was time, and the second one was your second, the y-axis data, which was the price. So I'll say response dot prices dot map. So inside the map, what I'll do is I'll return that particular second element. Okay, I've written the second element. So this is how it will get the data, but I want to get the labels, right? So for getting the labels, again we have to do something similar. So this dot line chart data dot labels. Okay, inside the labels I'll say response dot prices. Okay, dot map, and inside the map again the first element I want to send, but it has to return a time, right? So I'll say let date is equals to new date. So a of 0. So we get our we have converted that because it is not a If you see on the browser, it is not an actual, it was not an actual date, right? It was something 1617. So we have to convert that first to a date. If you go in the objects, you can see it is not an actual time. It's some different time format. So we have to change that first. Okay. So we have this date now. And now let's convert this to time. So let time will be is equals to date dot get r. If it is greater than 12. Okay, if it is yes, if it is greater than 12, then what I'll say, I'll have to print dollar. I'll say date dot get hours minus 12. Okay, and second will be your again dollar your date dot get minutes. That's all, and this will be in PM. Okay, if this is this, and if not, then what you'll do, you'll just copy the same, but this time this will be your AM value by removing this 12. Correct? So AM and PM. So now this will be your AM value. Okay, now we have to check return if our days value is equal to 1, if we need for data for 1 day. Okay, so for that return time. If not if not then please return date dot to local time. Okay, something like this. So this will return your time accordingly. If I save this, okay, let me just go on the browser. I can still cannot see anything. Yeah, but if I change something, I can see there is a plotting happening with the 1 day of time. This, can you see the time currently is 1.1, it's 1.32, like sorry, it's 1 in the night. So can you see the time gets plotted for last 24 hours? Okay, because we have selected there as 1 day, correct? 1 day. So we are getting data for 1 day. If I make this as 30, so it will be for 30. If I make it as 30, okay, if I make this as 30, again I'll have to change on the top also as 30. So now you can see now the data will, but can you see I'm not getting the data instantly. If I click here and then I'm getting the data. Now this is in date. Can you see? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, April till May. Okay, but I don't want this, so I want to update the record once I have a data, correct? So what I will do is I will create a set timeout. I'll have to do something asynchronous now. So what I'll do is I'll create a set timeout. That's how we have to deal in Angular. So we have this set timeout, and we'll say this dot my chart dot update. So we have to update the chart. If I save this, if I go here and let me just see if, yeah, can you see guys, see now I'm getting this. If I go here and click here, the chart is coming automatically. I don't have to refresh or again close and start. Okay, but this is all dynamic right now. If you see, everything is dynamic. I have to write the dates, I have to write the INR. I cannot see the USD change still. Okay, so how can I change that? Okay, so because we have to use those things, right? USD and INR. So for changing those, we required something in Angular, which is behavior subject, because we have to pass data. Correct? We have to pass data in different components. So we will be creating a behavior subject. Okay. But for sending those days and stuff like that, we'll see how we will be able to achieve it. So first of all, we will be focusing on changing this dollar and USD stuff. Okay. So let's create a behavior subject in your Angular. All right. I will create one more service. Okay, I'll create a service now as coin service or currency service. In the service folder, let's wait. I think it is taking little time. So there you go, the service is created. And let's go in the service and create something very interesting. I'll create a private selected currency. It's an observable behavior subject, selected currency of type behavior subject of type string equals to new behavior subject of type string, and we can provide the data from here. Selected will be the first will be the INR. Okay, and let me create a getter and setter for this. So I'll say get currency. Okay, to get currency I'll say return this dot selected currency dot as observable. Okay, and I will have a setter as well, so I'll say set currency, and I will say this dot selected currency dot next. Again, pass the value whatever the currency user will set. Okay, currency as string, and I can pass the currency inside this. Okay, so this is how I will create the getter and setter. So this should be get and this should be set. So our service is ready, currency service is ready. So what I need to do is, so where is that changing? It is changing in app component, right? This value changes. So what I'll do here is I will import the inject the service first. I'll say private currency service of currency service. Okay, and inside this what I'll do, this event, we were seeing this, right? This event has your value of your drop down. It should be INR or it should be USD. So what I'll do here is I'll say this dot currency service. Okay, currency service dot set currency. I want to set the currency. I'll pass the event here. Okay, I want to get this currency where in the lists. Correct, in the list I want to get them. So again what I'll do here is I'll just say comma private, okay, currency service, okay, currency service, and I want to get them here. So I'll say okay, so let me create a service here as a currency here of type string, and selected currency will be INR all the time. Okay, but whenever I came here in the ng on it, I'll do here is this dot currency service dot get currency dot subscribe. I can subscribe them, and I can say this dot currency is equals to your value which I'm getting from the observable. Okay, so this is how we set the currency value, and wherever I'm getting get currency I'll say here as this dot currency, and again here also I'll say this dot currency. Okay, and whenever I'm getting the currency I'll say here this dot get all data with an updated currency, correct, and this dot get banner data. All right, and I already have the this ready, right? I will remove this INR and I can replace it with the currency which I have. Okay, sounds great. So again, this also has to be changed to INR. Let's save everything and let's first check for any error is there or not. No, I can see compile success. So what I can do is I can change it from INR to USD. I can see there is change now. Can you guys see there is change reflected? There is change reflected not on the detail but here on this page. If I change it to INR, you can see the INR value here. If I change it to USD, you can see the USD value here. Okay, in this way we are able to change the currency in the coin list page. Same thing we have to do for the detail page. If I change it here to INR or USD, this should be changed. Okay, but it's not changing, so let's try to do it in the details page as well. So I'll go in the details page. I will be doing similar thing here as well. So I'll say private currency service. Okay, something like this. And inside this currency service again here, I'll say this dot currency service dot get currency dot subscribe this, and I can get those values. So I'll create a survey, I'll create a property as currency is already there on the top, so I'll don't have to do much things. So I'll say this dot currency is equals to your value. Okay, and once I have the value, I can replace this with my currency. I'll say this dot currency. Make sense? What I can do now is I can just directly call it. So I can just say here, once we have the data, so I have to refresh the data, right? So for refreshing it, what I'll do here is, so I have this coin data ready. Okay, I'll say this dot graph data. Okay, so currently I have this dot coin. So again, I'll say this dot coin ID, whatever coin ID I will have. Okay, comma this dot currency. Yes, I'm getting those currency as well, and I can say the 30 days. Okay, for getting those record. So okay, I did a mistake here. I just have to call the graph data because it is not accepting. I'm so sorry guys, we just have to call the graph data, but this time the currency will be updated. Okay, if I save it, let's see if that changes the graph or not. Okay, because I have to see there. Okay, if I go, it is refreshing. If I change it to USD, yeah, there is a change in the graph. If I change it to INR, there's a change in the graph. Can you see this price is here? It's in INR. If I change it to USD, it's changed to USD now. There is no change here because we have to do something little different here, but the graph is changing, so I'm happy. So this is changing. So now what we need to do is, so here for changing the coin data, we have to write some different logic. So for example, what we'll do here, okay, we can do something if this dot currency, okay, for currency is equal to USD. Okay, if this is USD, then we have to make some changes. Okay, what kind of changes we are expecting? We have to change the response. Okay, we have to change the response from the USD. So I'll say response dot from INR. I want to send all the USD. Okay, so I'll just say here response the res dot market data dot current price dot INR. So whatever it was in INR, change them to USD. Okay, same goes with your market cap. So we have two prices, right? So same goes for them. So if the market data, the market cap is in INR, change them to USD. Okay, if this is not the case, then keep it as it is. If this is not the case, then keep it as it is, something like this. Okay, something like this, and I can pass them below this. Okay, so it will first check for the condition and it will do accordingly. If I save them, okay, and I can just change here as well that I was having those currency, so I can create the pipe as currency here and currency here, okay, which is in INR USD, depends on what user has selected from the top. Okay, so now if I go here, if I try to change it to USD, I can see it has been changed. This is changed, but I think the price is still the same. Let's see why. Yeah, it is only changing this thing, so we have to check if API is getting called or not. Okay, so we have to call the API again. So we have to say that this dot get coin data in this subscribe in this service, okay, where we get the currency. Let's save it and check if that changes the value or not. Yeah, it got refreshed, and if I change it to USD, yes, it is changed to USD. If I change this to INR, it is changed to INR. All right, now what else we need? We just need the last part, which is the buttons below here. Can you see these buttons? 24 hour, 30 days, 3 months, and 1 year. So we just need these 4 buttons. So let's try to implement them and we can close up this video. All right, so for that, what we can do is we just have to do something in the HTML, okay, below the canvas. So wherever we have those canvas, we will just add a small but like 4 buttons there below this canvas. Okay, and let's create a div dot class. So we have to create a class as dflex, display flex, and justify content around, okay, something like this. All right, and then we will create the buttons, button button dot with a class as btn dot with a custom button as custom. I'll create a custom button for them. So this is the class. All right, and every button will have a click event where it will add few values. So where I have to get the graph data, okay, get graph data, okay, and we have to pass some parameter inside this. All right, so we'll see that how we can do. So first of all, let's copy all this and paste it 4 times. We need 4 buttons, right? So first we need to, for 1 day we need to have for 30 days, then we need to have it for 90 days, and the last one was 365 days, which is equivalent to 1 year. So this is 1 day, this is 30 days. Okay, I hope that makes sense, or we can take it as 24 hour, depends. This has to be 90 days and this has to be 1 year, something like this. Okay, now what we'll do here is you can see this now this we have to pass a parameter here in term of days. Okay, this days of type number, and now what we can do here is I can say this dot days is equals to days, which is coming from the top, and we can just remove this from here, and I can say if days is equal to 1, then do stuff like that, or we can keep it as it is, it will not bother anything. But yeah, so we can change them. Now we will have to change it here as well, so we can just say this dot days and this dot days again. Okay, and we can save them. Now let's create the CSS for that, btn custom. So we have this btn custom ready already, and you can just have a change, we have a look there. Okay, so we have this button ready. If we click on 24 hours, so we can see the time changes, 30 hour, 90 days, and 1 year. So but there is no change in the data. Let's see why. Why is that so? Because the data has to also be changed. So whenever we click, okay, on click of that, it calls that update. Okay, so we have to see that update record. All right, so let's see what is the problem here. We have the update call here. Let's make it 4 seconds and let's try to check. It's not 4 seconds, it's 4000 ms. I change it to 30 days. The time is changing, but not the data. Okay, we'll have a look. We'll have a look here. Let's see in the console if we have any errors. There is no error, so let's see what is wrong here. I can see it says undefined. Where is that? The coin data is undefined. Okay, let's go back and let's check the graph again. So we have a graph for 24 hours. We have it for 30 days. Yes, we have it for 3 months. We have it for 1 year. We have it again for 24 hours. Yes, this works now. I think there was some issue with the refresh, or there may be some cache. Not sure. Yes, it works. For 1 year it works. Yep, things works. Let me change that time again to 200 because it is way faster then. And let me just have a look. Yes, it changes very fast. So in this way we have also implemented this where we can see those records. Oh, so sorry, it was for the previous one. I'm so sorry guys. So it was for the previous app, not for this one. We have to see what is wrong here. Okay, so let me just check what is. I cannot see where is that change, but we'll figure out very soon. Okay, let's go in the app and let's see what happens here. So whenever we click here, it calls that method and it puts the days here. It do the this is the issue guys. Can you see the issue? So here we need to have this dot days, correct? And now if I save it, because every time it was 30 days, it was not refreshing them. So now if I go back again, okay, and if I click on 30 days, if I click on 24 hours, if I click on 90 days, click on 1 year, I can see those changes now. Okay, so the problem was with this 30, and let me see if anywhere else I have used that. The answer is no. Okay, so now it is dynamic, so we can see the dynamic changes now applying to this particular crypto checker YT. Let's check it one more time. So we have 24 hour, we have 30 days, we have 90 days, we have 1 year. And if I change the price also, so there is change in the graphs as well. Okay, which means our app is running great. All right guys, so this was all about this video where we have created this crypto checker, okay, from scratch. So we have seen what all steps I have followed, and it was all step-by-step procedure. But still, if you face any error or issue, so you can just ping me in the chat. I will be definitely there to help you guys. And also one more thing guys, so there is an update about the YouTube membership. So whoever are joining my membership, so what I'll provide them is that they can get all the GitHub codes. So if you want to become the members, I think it is a great time you can do it, please, because after that then you can just click on this join button and you can become my member. Once you are my member, so you will be getting like
It's a
few
margin.
good things from me. For example, you will can connect with me for your doubt session, or you can also get the GitHub codes from there, and that is only for the members. Okay, so I am keeping it as a members only. If you need those codes, then you can just join this. Okay, join my membership. And yeah, I'm always there for help, so if you have any doubt you can mention them in the comment section. I'm definitely going to answer each and every questions if you have any. All right, so in this way we have implemented these things. and I don't think so there will be any questions. If it is, then I'm always up. Alright guys, okay then, take care and keep learning guys.